The message is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. I'll say it one more time. Forgive yourself. It can be quite easy to get into bouts of thinking about things that we've done in our life that we're ashamed of, that we have literally so much shame around, we probably would never tell anyone about it. And maybe we don't have that level of shame around it, but it's still something that we look back at, that bit of our life, that piece of our life, that thing we did, that thought we had, that whatever it is, and we kind of go into this little tunnel of guilt and shame and unworthiness, and I don't even know, there's so many ways to describe this feeling. And wow. And at that point, that's one of those things that turns your thoughts, turns your mind into a prison. And I like to use the words prism and prison to describe this, because our thoughts are more like a prism. We can structure them, we can completely demolish them and rebuild something new. Thoughts are very malleable. They're very plastic. We can change them. They have a lot of plasticity, malleability. We can change our thoughts. It's one of the most powerful tools we have if we really want to utilize it. But if we get stuck in a prism and forget that we have that power, then it can become more like a prison. And that's where we might feel trapped in these feelings. Which is interesting because, thoughts, feelings, emotions, they all intertwine. So when you start having a kind of negative thought about some piece of your past and something you're ashamed of, or something you really haven't forgiven yourself for, or haven't decided to integrate into your wholeness yet, or maybe you thought you did and you didn't quite do that, who knows. That's an interesting play of energy there, where you have these thoughts, they turn into a prison, and your feelings are right there with it to remind you just how strong those feelings of fractalizing yourself are, or fragmenting yourself are. You could say fractalizing too, but we're always fractalized. Fragmenting yourself is when you take a piece of your wholeness and you kind of stick it out in front of you and say, aha, I'm going to take a good hard look at you now. And then I might actually just equate my whole self with that for a moment. And that's not the truth. It's actually the other way around, right? Where I am this whole being, that's a piece of me, but that's not the whole me. And it is remarkable how easy it is to forget that, or at least to get into moments of amnesia with that. So, you kind of process these fragments and you remember that you can integrate them into your wholeness. And within all of that, you have to take a moment and just say, I forgive myself. I forgive myself for being at that point in my life, for doing that at that point I was at. And perhaps that's just where I was in life. That's just the best I could do with where I was. That's just the best I knew at that time. That's just where my mind was at. That's where my heart was at. That's where everything was at. And me ruminating on the aspects of myself that I haven't fully forgiven or integrated isn't helping me along my journey. That's for damn sure. So it's interesting, right? It takes a lot of courage to just look at these aspects, let alone to then sit there and say, I forgive myself. That's hard work, because it really requires you to truly remember your wholeness And stop beating yourself up over things that you don't like about your past. Also, a really, really important thing to keep in mind here is that wherever you are right now has taken every single itty bitty moment, every single aspect, every little particle and nuance of every experience you've ever had. And that actually can be expanded out to the entire universe, not just your own lifetime, but we'll stick to one thing for now. It's taken every single step of your path, big and small, to put you in this moment here and now. And regardless of if you even like where you are right now, the fact is you are, right? You're here right now. And that's something to be grateful for, right? To have an experience at all. And so in remembering and in keeping in heart and mind that it's all connected. Every little aspect of it is connected to the next and the next and the next and so on and so forth forever and ever and ever and ever. How then does that aid us in our process of integration and fully forgiving ourselves and remembering our wholeness and our oneness and all that good stuff? I mean, it's all been a part of the journey. It's all been a part of the path. Every perceived mistake, every blessing in disguise, it's hard to wrap our minds around this, I'm sure, at times. It has been for me anyway, but there's certainly something to say for it all being connected, right? I mean, regardless if this little aspect or many little aspects of your experiences and of your being, your particular lifetime here, or maybe past lives, who knows what you're into, but regardless, all of these little aspects that could be fragmented are ultimately a part of the whole process, and there is no removing it or taking it out, and there's no way to say that that wasn't a part of your path, right? So it's there. How do we find gratitude in that and also learn to forgive and have some mercy on ourselves? Give ourselves some credit here. We've been through a lot, all of us. All of us have been through the ringer a time or two or three or infinity. So, that's the message I wanted to share. Forgive yourself. Just forgive yourself. It's okay that we've made mistakes. It's okay that we've done things, thought things, said things, whatever it is, that today, we stand here today and say, oh, I would never do that, or I can't even believe I did that, or said that, or thought that, whatever it is. It is a part of your past. It is a part of eternity. It happened. It's there. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Forgive yourself and move forward with that forgiveness and that gratitude so that you can continue to transcend those patterns and live into a higher experience. And when I say higher, I mean heightened. I mean a different frequency than where you were at. And yeah, I use higher and lower, not to be like, oh, that's low and that's high and that's so much better, but rock bottom's not a fun place, guys. I think we all know that. You can see rock bottom frequencies. You can see that experience, and it's not a fun one. It might be an important one, a necessary one, an essential one, or set of frequencies, but they're not ideal. So the reason I say higher is because, up is the only way. You don't want to stay low. You don't want to be down there forever and ever. So keep rising. Blessings to you. This was a tough one. This was something I really had to sit with this week. I'll probably continue to sit with this one. I'm not fully through it, but I definitely needed to process that so I could share this message. And I'm wishing you all so much love and wellness, health. Take care of yourselves, take care of your energy, take care of your frequency, and love it unconditionally. Thank you.